We have a Biggs update on the pharmacy hack, I did not misspeak there, and how it is impacting those with prescriptions. We have Cynthia Biggs from the Biggs Prep will be sharing with us what's going on with that. She's working in that field right now and seeing the impact as of yesterday of what's going on with that. Walmart hit with an arson attack. Not enough to steal anymore, but you have to burn down all the stuff you can't walk out the door with. Absolutely insane. We have a delivery driver explaining how big of an impact this AT&T hack has been on his business and what he's seeing out there. We have a produce manager who's going to be sharing with us what's happening with produce right now. Produce manager from a grocery store, right? And a funeral home told to update their mass casualty plans. Friends, it is getting real out there. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your reports. These are your updates that you are sending in from all over the world, what you're seeing on the ground. Please do keep sending them in. Just reply to any one of the videos. Leave a comment on any one of the videos on this channel and use the word update. That gets it to the right place. And we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help with retirement accounts, getting into more physical, more safe assets with the stock market just going crazy right now. Could it drop through the floor at any moment? It absolutely could. Do you want to have your wealth in assets such as gold, silver, or platinum coins? If you do, Jonathan and his team can answer your questions about what that would look like and how to go ahead with that. There'll be a link at the end of the video. Cynthia Biggs from the Biggs Prep talking about the hack on Change Healthcare. This is the big pharmacy hack that just happened, and I was reporting that they were telling us that it happened. I wasn't seeing any timestamps or dates on there, but according to Cynthia, apparently this is going down just in the last day or so from the airing of this video. She says, "This has been bogging us down all day, trying to send in prescriptions here in Florida. The hack is also causing insurance issues to patients not getting meds covered." So it's messing up the insurance approval process. So if you need medications right now, friends, or in the next few days, be aware that the system is chaotic. You might want to go and check to see if your pharmacy is having issues. If it is, you might be able to find help at a different pharmacy. But this is a time to be thinking ahead on any prescriptions that you need to get filled because it's a lot of chaos out there. For those of you who don't remember, the Biggs Prep was a channel on YouTube here, and Cynthia helped also with the newsletter here by adding some information and advice on the channel. So when she reached out, I wanted to pass that information along. A Walmart in Louisiana was intentionally set on fire. Yes, it was indeed arson. And the store sprinklers kicked in almost immediately. $9 million worth of store merchandise was destroyed, but the fire was extinguished. No timeline yet on when the store will be reopened, and they have not released the identity of the perpetrator, the arsonist, even though they do have video footage of them. So that will I'll just leave you to think about which ethnicity they might be if they didn't release any information on them. Houthis have issued a ban on all foreign ships yesterday. And that's just after a British cargo ship was hit by 2 ballistic missiles yesterday, caught fire. The fire has been extinguished, sort of like the Walmart. And just earlier the week on Monday, 2 U.S. tankers were confirmed to have been hit by missiles or drones. 2 U.S. tankers on Monday. And we're not hearing about this stuff in real time. Sometimes it gets reported right away. Sometimes they just bury it as best they can. And those 2 tankers on Monday were buried. But it was eventually admitted by the U.S. military. This is a Pepsi driver sharing some information here. I am a delivery driver for Pepsi in Pennsylvania. Pepsi uses an app called Deliver Smarter. This app requires you to have a cell signal to generate invoices. Last Thursday, I lost the ability, so not just yesterday, but the previous Thursday. I lost the ability to deliver, and when I tried calling dispatch, my phone would just give me a call failed message. It came back after an hour or so. I thought it was just a glitch. Now I'm not sure, but it runs on the AT&T network. What went down yesterday? The AT&T network, friends. That means a lot of deliveries stopped. When you have delivery drivers running off cell phone service and their tablets and their phones and stuff like that are being used to process payments and track deliveries suddenly stop working, more than you know of this world is going to stop working as well. A lot of terminals, credit card terminals, work off cell phone signals as well. Smaller terminals for farmers and, like at farmers markets and stuff like that. Yeah. So a lot of those terminals are designed for that. They run off cell phone as well. Well, they'll stop working if the cell phone towers stop working. And a lot of them do use AT&T because it's the largest network and it's cheaper than Verizon. Must watch this now says Naples, Florida here again. Walmart has raised their prices dramatically and stores are very busy with people stocking large amounts of food and other items. We're hearing of some reports of folks stocking up because they're concerned. Just in the last couple of days, we've been hearing from some of you guys saying that you're seeing people stocking up. We haven't seen that in the past year, but it's now happening. If that continues to spread, it will spark panic amongst other people. You need to be ahead of the crowd, friends. When the mob starts running towards the cliff, you need to be out of its way, okay? You may want to go that way a little bit, but you don't want to go over the cliff with the rest of the people. Tanya says, Walgreens won't let me refill my kids' medicine until we run out now. I used to be able to pick it up a day or so before we ran out so that there was no lapse in medication. Now we have to be completely out. One is an epilepsy medication, so he can't miss a dose, and one of those doses is at 9 a.m. So now we have to be sitting in the drive-through lane the day he runs out by 8 a.m. so that he can take his meds on time. To say this is an inconvenience is an understatement. This is where we are, America. This is the kind of stuff that was happening in the Soviet Union. This is what happens in banana republics. We're supposed to have capitalism here where you can actually get accommodation, where you can actually get services. But now it's, you have to, between your last dosage and your next dosage, you have to appear at the pharmacy. We have military insurance in a military town, so our pharmacy options are also limited. So they have to go to that particular pharmacy at this exact time. I don't know why the change in their policy. Do they want to make sure people don't store extra medication? We're talking about like a day or two. Or are they so close to running out that they can't spare it? Are you paying attention? This is a viewer from northern Kentucky at Kroger. Bagged dog food was wiped out. Never seen anything like it. Also, the jelly section was so small and they had nothing on sale. Prices are too high to bother buying. Eggs priced high and the milk section has shrunk. Michelle says, I am the produce manager who reported that there are shortages in berries and leafy greens. My corporate office has now given each department a strict budget on orders of perishable products. Strict budget. Only allowed to purchase enough to have a presence on the shelf. They don't have the budget to stock the shelf. Absolutely no backstop. We are shrinking too much product because people just can't afford the price. And by shrinking, It means people are stealing it. We are also experiencing quite a few shortages from vendors. Produce is coming in with a very short shelf life, and about 1/4 of those deliveries are returned for credit because it's unsellable. The produce is 1/4 of it is bad before it even gets to the store. This is from another viewer. We have an auto insurance policy only with the little lizard. And by little lizard, I'm assuming you mean gecko. And we're not going to get into the difference between lizards and amphibians, but moving on. So they have a car insurance policy. One full liability and one with basic only. Our policy just jumped $300 every 6 months. Now we were just advised it will jump another $600 every 6 months. No accidents or tickets from either driver. They want essentially $2,000 every 6 months. I lost it on the lizard, people. I said people can't afford this nonsense and chaos is preferable to this madness. She said, I know, I am a customer too. She said, we have to wait and see what the government does. Don't you love it? How many people out there are waiting for the government to come save them? I said, forget the government. The government is what got us into this mess. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Crafty Nana says, here in Quartzsite, Arizona, bare shelves, and the propane is now $4 per gallon. Heating, cooking, and hot water for a bath is getting too expensive, pricing us out of everything and not much food around here either. Joan says, me again about UPS. My location has just laid off more people yesterday. 35 more package handlers, loaders, unloaders, sorters. Many have also been put on call. They may be laid off next week. UPS is in a death spiral, friends. All of our hours have been cut. Is that like good for the economy that there's no packages moving, or is that bad for the economy? Let me know. What do you think? If nobody's buying anything anymore and they're not shipping anything, does that mean our economy's good or bad? I guess it's going to depend on your party affiliation, apparently, because truth is now completely fungible. Brenda says, Florida, I work for the largest funeral home company in the U.S. Our emergency manual was updated last week with a section about massive terrorist event and how to handle the logistics of refrigeration and storage. Well, isn't that comforting to know that the largest funeral home company in the United States is preparing itself for a massive terrorist event? Is it all happenstance? At the same time, they're replacing the air raid sirens and testing out the air raid sirens all over the place, and FEMA is going around getting respiratory therapists trained on how to respond to disasters. Why in the world would respiratory therapists be being trained for disasters? That's a question I think they should ask at the White House if they ever actually have a press conference, right? That'd be a good one. Like, hey, why is FEMA getting respiratory therapists trained for disaster response? What are you expecting? Heather says, ball jar mystery has been solved. My Walmart in Orlando has pallets of ball jars too. I saw an employee restocking the canning section with more ball jars. I asked her, why so many jars? She said, they are stopping all the other ball jars except for the 8-ounce and 16-ounce. If you're planning on canning, folks, and you want to use one of those other sizes, you better get stocked up right now. They will be making only the 8 and 16 ounces. Can anyone confirm this, friends? That is, I know it's in a Walmart employee saying it, so let's take that with just a little bit of a grain of salt. But that's a pretty scary thing to say, that ball jars is only going to make 8 and 16 ounces from now on. What about their 32 ounces? What about our quart jars? What about our little jam jars, 4 ounce? So I bought the last of the 4 ounce jam jars. She said there's a resurgence of people canning, and the 8 and 16 ounces are the big sellers. Now, the Walmart employee might be mistaken here, right? And that might be what's going on here. Just because Walmart only orders the 8 and 16 ounces doesn't mean that Ball won't make the other kind. And just because they only want to stock those in their store doesn't mean that you won't be able to order them still. So if you guys have any information about Ball jars and whether they're going to stop production on everything except for the 8 and 16s, let us know. Nancy says, yesterday I went to my Dollar Tree. Now, this store usually has so many boxes in the aisles, it's like having too much merchandise everywhere. They always have a good, but it's not on the shelf, right? They always have a good supply in every aisle, plus, like I said, boxes everywhere that need to be unpacked. When I walked in, everything looked pretty normal. I saw the usual toys, but when I got to the food aisle was empty, and all the canned goods and boxed foods and condiments were gone. I couldn't believe my eyes. The only thing I saw there was some canned yams. Everything else was bare shelves, nothing. The next aisle, there were a few boxes of toothpaste and hardly any medication. Nothing, and as I continued down, I'm looking at empty shelves, wondering where's all the stuff. There were no boxes filling the aisles. Now, I was there just 2 weeks ago, and the store was packed. Hearing a lot of updates about Dollar Tree, that's for sure. Tammy says, not sure if anyone was following the updates from the FBI, but they sent out a warning that there's a Venezuelan gang that has been coming into the U.S., and they're setting up like they have over in Venezuela. They're currently teaming up with the MS gangs and are the ones responsible for those cell phone attacks where they attack people and take their cell phones since it's open. So if you have your phone up your head or you have your phone out and it's unlocked, they come by and they grab it forcefully in order because where they attack the people, take their cell phones, and since it's open, they're able to steal everything off your phone, including your credit cards, Bitcoin, whatever. But the FBI is warning that they are spreading throughout the country. Marcella says, I've read that many government programs are reducing payments to citizens, including food stamps. Meanwhile, New York is throwing out gigantic mountains of prepared meals, which are even culturally preferred food to the illegals. One hotel tossed $11,000 per day of prepared meals. Extrapolate that to national activities. Now, we've been seeing those type of reports coming out of New York and other places where we see illegal aliens, even if they have their amnesty documents and stuff like that, they're not legal until the court says they are legal. So you're not going to change my mind on that wording. But they're getting preferential treatment all over the place, getting gift cards. There's been accounts of how much people are getting on Social Security versus how much people are getting handed out to them on gift cards. Unemployment versus the gift cards that they're getting. Food stamps versus the food assistance that they're getting. And they're getting more than American citizens. We need to wake up, friends. We need to wake up. We got our flag back there reminding us that we are absolutely supporting Texas's stand against the federal government. And that's why it's there. I don't live in Texas. But thanks so much for watching. Please do keep your updates coming in. If you have an update, please just use the word update in that. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there's a link right there. Or if you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.